Hey guys, and welcome back to Shiloh's Temple. Today we're going to be doing some double dutch knotless braids. So I'm going to be doing this style from start to finish. Make sure you guys subscribe to Shiloh's page to see when she uploads another video. So to do this style, we're going to use some freetress crochet braiding hair, and I got this in a number 2, and it is tango curl. Now you can use whatever kind of hair you want, but this is some hair I had lying around the house, so I just put it to use. So I also cut the hair in half because I don't want her having long hair. I use some edge booster, a comb, some rubber bands, and that's it to get started. So I already parted her hair from ear to ear. I tried some in the back so I could see how it looks. I put a part down in the middle. So these are like parted as if she's going to have like jumbo knotless braids. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish part in the back. And so that back section is going to have 3 separate sections, if that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to take my edge control and I'm going to put it on because we want a little slick little ponytail to do with this hairstyle. So I like this because it's not like regular knotless braids that take a long time, and plus it's kid friendly. It's easy for anybody to do. So we're going to put that in a little ponytail, and then I'm going to separate the hair into 2. I'm just loosening the ponytail a little bit because I don't want it to be extra tight on her hair. So I'm going to separate that into 2 pieces because it's going to be 2 braids. That's why it's double dutch knotless braids. FYI, I loved double dutch when I was a child. So I'm going to take my edge control and I'm going to make sure I put a whole lot on into the end. I'm going to take 3 pieces of hair and I'm going to make sure I have them handy so I can just grab them to feed them in. And then to do this style, we're just going to separate that into 3 pieces like you're doing a regular braid, and I'm going to start to feed the hair in. I did do a video on feed-in braids, so if you don't really know how to do feed-in braids, I kind of show you how to do them, so you can check that video out if you're not sure how to do a feed-in braid. But this is really just, you know, feeding the hair in just like we would do a regular knotless braid, but we're just not starting from the scalp. So I use 3 pieces because I don't want the braid to be extra thick. So I feed in 2 pieces at the top and then braid down a little, and then I add another piece into it, the last piece into it, just to make sure that the thickness is even throughout. And then I'm just going to braid that all the way down, and you can make sure that you add more edge control as needed. And when I get probably like 1.5 inches from the end, I'm going to 2-strand twist that because I want the hair to be kind of like a uniformed curl on the end. So I'm just going to 2-strand twist that for the curl to just come together. So it look almost like a little Shirley Temple curl on the end, and I'm just cutting off a part that was straight from when I cut the hair in half. So you can also go ahead and do that too. If you see like parts that are really straight, just clip it, or if it's too long, you can just clip it. So this is what it should look like in the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So I'm going to do that one more time for you. I'm going to separate it into 3 pieces. I'm going to start with my 1 piece and I'm going to feed that in. Then I'm going to feed my other piece in. And then once I feed that one in, I'm going to braid down a little bit, maybe like 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to add the 3rd piece, the 3rd strand of hair into it to ensure that the hair, that the thickness is consistent throughout the hair. So this is pretty easy. So I used to wear this hairstyle when I was a child, growing up in the 90s, but it definitely did not look like this at all. It was not as fly. But yeah, so, and we didn't call it double dutch knotless braids. We just called it, my mom did my hair for school. So yeah, so when we get to the end, I'm going to 2-strand twist that together, just to ensure that that is going to be one curl. And like I say, see like that little straight piece right there, you can just clip that off. This one had a little extra hair on the end, so I think I went ahead and clipped that because I really didn't want the hair to be too long because she's only 2 years old and she doesn't need to have hair that's extra long, even though it's braids. So yeah, so that's that one part. We finished that, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do the rest of the sections. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of it in ponytails, so I can go ahead and just finish up that back part. Alright, so when I got to the top, I saw that this section is really big and I would have to do the whole style over in order to make all the parts even. So I decided to put 2 braids at the top. Now this was because of just the way her head is shaped. That's just how it came out when I parted it. So you don't have to put the 2 braids if you part accordingly, but I just put it in there because I wanted to make sure that the sections, all the sections are even. That I'm not just having this big section up top and then the rest of them are smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, put those little braids in there, and I'm going to put them in ponytails, and then I just went ahead and put all of it in. So this is what it looks like. I have 6 little ponytails left, and I'm going to do the same thing, same method. Feed the hair in, twist it at the end, and keep going. So I'm going to do her edges. I put a little edge control and I just comb that into the braid. Of course, this stuff don't last on her. She's a 2-year-old. But of course, we want to, make the edges as cute as possible. I don't do too much in her hair. And of course, I'm going to put some oil on her hair because we want her hair to grow and we want it to be healthy. So I oiled it up, and then this is the finished product. So yeah, so that was simple and that was pretty easy. I think if you're a first-time mom that you'll be able to do this. Don't give up on doing your toddler's hair. I know it can be frustrating, especially if you are not a hair person, but don't give up. Practice, keep on practicing, and I'm sure that you'll begin to get it. So keep on going, keep on trying to do your kids' hair. You're doing a great job, Mom. So make sure you subscribe and like, and we'll see you later.